I mean, actually went through the recordings of the strategy I dropped. If you've gone through the recording of the strategy of the boxing strategy, please drop a one in the chat box. So today's live session, I'll be teaching how to avoid fear when it comes to trading. I'll be teaching how to avoid fear when it comes to trading. But before I start with that, I would first of all show the results of our trade so far. I see something on USJ that I love. I love very well for a buy. And USJ is even on an uptrend, so that even makes it sweet herself for me. Good. It should be up to 20. It's not up to 20, it's up to 20. It's not up to 20, Jesus. It's not up to 16. Wow. Okay, let's put this. Shit. 3.5 times 1.3. I'll teach how to avoid fear in um MT5. This is something I usually do when it comes to trading. And the reason why I'm not usually scared when I'm trading, and I'm so confident enough to take the trades that I'm taking. So whether you want to accept it or not, fear is the reason why a lot of traders are not actually successful in trading. And the reason for that is you can't really blame them, because when it comes to trading, probably they have been through some experiences in the past that, let's say, were not actually pleasurable to them. So as a result of that now, they are not psychologically fit. You get when it comes to trading. Now, if you see a newbie trader now, a newbie trader, if he funds an account, yeah, let's say he funds like $200 account, a $200 account, you can call out two trades for him, tell him to use 3%. Yes, you use 3%, and then he would maybe make $6 on the account, which is a good one. But then next 4 days, he can go and trade on his own and grow that $200 account to $1,500. I've had instances like that where a friend joined BTA, and then when she joined, she funded $500. I told her to risk just about um let's say $25 per trade, which was about 5%. That's risk around that 15 to $25, which is like around 2 to 5%. And she did that within 3 days. She had made like $50 profit or $60 profit. So she was very excited and all. She called me, we're talking. I was like, yeah, you see how it is, everything, da 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 da, all those things. She's like, hey, if I had known, I would have joined BT since and all of those things. I was like, yes, if you had known, but now you're here, let's make money together. She's like, okay. So I told her that please, no matter what you do, right, always follow instructions because this is Forex and the Forex market does not have friends, right? Does not, it rewards the disciplined and punishes the undisciplined. She said, okay, okay, no problem, no problem, no problem. No problem. Then, like 5 days after or 6 days after, she just called me and she was like, oh, coach, I've grown that Forex account to $1,800. I was like, huh? She sent me the screenshot. I was like, wow. I told her immediately, withdraw that $1,300 profit. That's what I told her to do. And she withdrew the $1,300 profit. And I told her that what you did, it worked for you, right? That's what we call high intensity gambling. And the reason why you are able to gamble like that was because you have not faced anything bad before. Like you never chop your eye before. You get that's why you are able to like if you see a risk some trades like this on that first time with like $300 face on the $500 account for one down face account. It was HFX account goes to like 700 and something dollars. Then next one, she just like $500. Like when I was going through the screenshots she sent me, I was like, Jesus. For me, say I cannot even try that one. Sef. Like if I'm to try that, right, I can. Because based on the accuracy with our signals and all, I can risk 50%. And if I risk 50%, 4 wins in a row, I can actually like make serious profit. But I can't. Yeah, but the reason why she was able to do risk like that was because let me use pigeon because he never chopped her eye before. You understand? But if it has chopped her eye before now, she's going to know that this market, you know. And the worst part about everything is that when I asked her how she did that, she said that she look at the market. This market look like the market I'm going to buy. I said, eh? Initially, she told me she was using, she told me she used Zonda to trade it. But then how will you be a total newbie and learn Zonda strategy in 1 week? So like I didn't buy that story. So when I asked her to explain her trading strategy, she showed me that this one looks like a buy. Look at the candles. The candles look like it wants to buy. So she bought it. So is that this one look like a buy? This one look like a sell. She used to over leverage her account from $500 to 1,800. Anyways, she withdrew the $1,300 and left $500 and went against what I told her to do and ended up blowing the $500. It was when she now blew that $500 that was when her eyes now cleared. Right? But in blowing that $500 now, she already had a profit of 1,300 because she withdrew that $1,300 that she mistakenly made. Then after that, she now lost the 500. Now in her losing this $500, that's when that's when she now realized that okay, I got the calm down. You understand? Yeah. So when it comes to trading forex, it is okay to be fear, right? To be scared, all right? But that fear originates from past experiences. So after my own experience of losing $1,000, me too, I also calmed down too. That was like 5 years ago, all right? And that was what made me very, very disciplined in trading forex. And it took me a very, very long time before I was able to, get myself comfortable with risking even up to 5% of my accounts. Because I just went to 1% risk immediately. Even if it's $100, if I'm risking like you get before I now, got comfortable risking. All right. So most times when it comes to trading, If you have not had any past experience, right, and you have $1,000, right, you can go down $1,000 to even $100,000. And once you go that $1,000 to win $100,000, no, let's not say 100, let's like $5,000 because your luck will at some point run out. And because you're not actually disciplined, you will definitely bring it down. Okay. But because she actually had access to a mentor, all right, I was able to prevent her. Because most times when people actually have that crazy run, they will have 1,800. And what will actually happen after that is that they will blow the entire money. Because they will never know that, what they did was gambling and they were lucky. So they will feel like, oh, I am good, they will feel like they're even better than myself, right? Because definitely I don't make such type of profits. I have not made that type of profit, you know, um, within like 3 days in HFX before. I'm coming, I'm seeing something on okay, it's not complete before. You understand? So they're making it, they'll feel like I'm more better than this coach, but they will not know that it's actually like so your fears when it comes to it is actually very, very valid. Especially when it comes to MT5. HFX on within a few minutes you clear your trade. So either you're scared or you're not scared, you cannot do anything about it. You can't close the trade. Once you just click on call, it has ended. You don't have any control over it till the trade clears. That's HFX. But when it comes to MT5, the story is different. Because yes, you can close your trade. Yes, you can move your SL to break even. Yes, you can take partials. Right. And if you are scared, you will not be able to wait for your trade to move well into your profit. And again, you can actually spend the rest of your day monitoring a trade that will spend up to like 8 hours or 9 hours hitting TP2. You get, and then if after monitoring for that long, the market now going to hit stop loss, it's not going to like even further make you very, very, very psychologically scarred. So that's the purpose of this session to teach you how you can be psychologically disciplined. Okay, when it comes to MT5 or not HFX. Let me miss out on this thing. I saw the GPG one. This was it's a lie. It's basically a lie. It's coming now. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm just checking for setup. So why I'm actually like running through this. So I'm not supposed to minute setup. I always check for setups every 30 minutes. I always check the market for setups. Okay, so what can you do, all right, to be psychologically disciplined in MT5? Now, this is what I do. Okay, I'm going to use this setup for example. Okay, now I want to enter a buy on CHFJPY at this particular entry point. That is the setup I'm looking to actually enter. Very nice setup, very clean. I have done my analysis, and if you look at this markup, you know the strategy, definitely you're going to know that it's a very good one. Okay. So I'm looking for the market to get to this particular point. Now I have two rules when it comes to taking my position. All right. Once the market gets to entry point one, I would wait. All right. If the market hits, okay, once the market gets to entry point, I'll put my stop loss at the stop loss position, which is actually here. Okay, that's my first rule. So this market gets to this entry point, my stop loss will be here. The trade is already at the entry point. Now, the moment the market moves to TP1, which is actually half of my entire trading CP distance, all right, the moment the market hits TP1, which is like 1 to 2 weeks reward ratio, what I would do is that I'll move my stop loss from this particular point, all right, to this particular point. That is the entry price, and that's what we mean by move your stop loss to break even. So me moving my stop loss to that particular point, and the worst that can actually happen from this particular point is that the market goes back to my entry point and I'll get stopped out. That's the worst that can actually happen. And the best that can actually happen is that the market will go from here to kind of hit my TP2 and I'll catch my full 1:4 RR. So if the market hits TP2, I'm going to be catching 1:4. If the market hits TP1 and goes down, doesn't go and hit TP2, I'll be catching nothing. And if market hits stop loss, I'll be losing one. Let's assume I'm risking 1% per trade, right? 1%, 4%. These are the three possible outcomes when it comes to my trades. All right. Now, if you are trading MT5, you're going to know that there's what they call floating profit and floating loss. Now, floating profit is not this is what I actually do. Number one thing I actually understand is that floating profit is not my money. You can actually have $2,000 floating, right? And that $2,000 can grow from $2,000 to zero. You can have $2,000 floating on your MT5, and it can go from that $2,000 to minus $500. It is only my profits when I have closed the trade. So provided I have not closed the trade, that profit is not actually mine. Okay? This is what I do. I don't want to be looking at the floating profit. Because if I'm looking at the floating profit here and seeing how the market is going up and going down, this session is actually recorded. Should in case you're not actually hearing properly, or maybe where your eyes are a bit noisy, you can always go through the recording when you get home at night. Okay? So should in case I see if I'm looking at my floating profit, can actually make me get emotionally attached to the trade. So what I normally do is that once the market gets to the entry point, I would enter the trade. Now, as I enter the trade now, I'll close my MT5. All right. And I'll set my alert here at TP1. That's my trading view alert. I'll not be looking at my MT5 phone. I'll be looking at my trading view. Most times I'll not look at my trading view stuff. I'll go and do something else, maybe analyze or maybe edit some videos or other things like that. The moment it hits my TP1, trading view will be the first person to notify me with an alert. They will tell me, Pip, TP1 hit. I'll get an email that my TP1 have made because I will name this alert TP1. TP1. CHFJ point TP1. Are you with me? And the moment it hits that particular point, I will now head over to my MT5 and move my SL to break even, which is what I talked about here. Move my SL from here to here. At that particular point, the market going from 0 to like 100, then going back to 30 something, then going back to 180, going back to 40 something, then now I will not see all of those ones. So I'm not going to be in that constant emotional roller coaster of seeing the market go up and go down and go up and go down. What I'll just see is once it hits P1 and I open my MT5, I'll probably see $400 profit. And at that point, now I'll move my Excel to break even and I'll go and continue what I'm doing. So the moment the market hits P2, it closes the trade for me automatically. And my alert is also going to tell me that. So I'll just come and check it to be sure that my trade has been closed. And that is the end for me. So a lot of times now, when it comes to MT5, what most traders actually struggle with is when do I close my trade? And trust me, this thing has really affected a lot of persons. A lot of persons. They don't know when to close their trades. They were watching the market go up and go down to making them feel emotionally worried. Sometimes they'll close the trade too early when they have only caught 10 pips. All right. And they'll be reverting because after cutting that 10 pips, now probably our profit target is meant to be 20 pips. But due to the fact that they were impatient, looking at the floating profit and feeling like the market to go against them, they'll close the trade very early at 10 pips. And maybe they only cash $200. Then after that, the market will go and go and hit their profit target of 20 pips. So instead of them to actually catch the full 4%, they will only be catching only like 2% of their winning trade. Then when it comes to stop loss, the market is close to the stop loss because they are monitoring that thing. They don't want the trade to hit stop loss. They'll keep adjusting their stop loss. And the market will keep going. So instead of them to catch $100 with the stop loss, they will end up catching $200. So they will end up losing more than they are actually meant to lose when they are losing trade and win less than they are meant to win on their winning trades. Why? Because they are not following what we call their trading plan because of fear. All right, fear of getting stopped out is what makes them adjust their stop loss. Fear of the market going from profit to loss is what makes them take their profit early. And that's why if you utilize this particular one now, you will not be seeing the market going up and going down. You'll only be hearing alerts and you'll be going by what you're meant to do. So if you're someone that normally you don't want to catch TP2, you only want to catch TP1, once you enter the trade, just set your TP1 and go. You can put an alert on trading view. So when it hits that TP1, you get your B. You understand? That just prevents you from monitoring the trade, which can tempt you to adjust your stop loss or adjust your take profits or close early. Am I making sense? Now you need to understand that in Forex, let me show you something. Let me show you what Forex is all about, right? To me, Forex is a game. That's how I see it. And it's a game, it's a game of discipline, right? The game of discipline. Now, good traders are not defined by profits. You cannot actually say, oh, you're a good trader because you made $2,000 or because you made 1,000 today. Good traders are defined by their discipline, their ability to follow their rules, which is our ability to follow rules, which Is what you call which what you call your trading plan, yeah? So if you have this at the back of your mind now, all right, if you have this at the back of your mind now, and you lose a trade, okay, but you lost the trade, why follow your trading rule? That means you're a good trader. But if you win a trade and you won the trade by gambling, guessing, this one be like say you go up, oh, or maybe by closing the trade earlier, a trade that was meant to go and maybe from floating profit to go and hit stop loss, you close the trade earlier because you are scared. No reason for your fear, or not because there was any news or anything, but because you're just scared. Despite the fact that you cut some profit from that trade, you are a bad trader. Because yes, maybe you made some profit from it. Maybe normally your TP2 is meant to give you 4%, but you close the trade early, so you only cut like let's say 0.5%, which is maybe $100, let's assume. But this good trader followed his rule and lost that 1% he was meant to lose. But you close the trade too early for no reason, not because of any news or anything, because you are scared and you cut 100. That's why the fact that you cut this $100, oh, you are still a bad trader. Why? Because you didn't follow your trading rule. So if you actually like attach how good you are as a trader to you following your trading plan, all this psychological, emotional, that all those things, they're not going to actually affect you. All this indiscipline, over leveraging, taking multiple risks, doing things like that, they will not actually affect you. Because you don't have to do those things. Why? Because you're not chasing profits. So good traders don't chase profits, right? Floating profit, they don't chase it. They just follow their rules. They just follow their rules. All right? They just follow their rules. If there's any new thing you want to add to your rule, at the end of that particular trading week, add it. Write it down in your trading plan. So let's say, for example, I want to stop trading CHF pairs apart from CHF JPY. What's my reason for that? Or let's say I backtested it, or the past 2 months of trading my strategy, I realized that I had the least accuracy with Euro CHF, GP CHF, AD CHF, CAD CHF in my strategy. And apart from having the worst accuracy with those pairs, their spreads too were also ridiculously high, compared to USD. The spread on, let's say, Euro CHF was like double. So not only was my accuracy worse with the strategy on those pairs, but then I also got charged double or even triple self based on market conditions. So at that particular point now, I can now include in my trading plan, my trading rules. I'm not trading those pairs. So if I ever trade those pairs after including that in my trading rule, I'm a bad trader. Why? Because I deviated from my trading plan. So you see why I said, or why me, I don't used to look at my MT5 when I'm trading. I can look at my MT5 though. I can. It doesn't actually affect me, right? But I'm just saying it for those who are just starting, right? It took me like up to 2 years to get this particular part I'm talking about. Up to 2 years of like wondering when to close my trade, all of those things, all of those things. But I'm trying to give you within 2 weeks. Okay. So me, I can look at it and I will not still I will not feel like closing my trade before it hit TP or SL. I will not. I can look at the floating profit and loss because I need to take screenshots and post on the group chat, stuff like that. But it's not going to actually affect me. But for you, once you enter the trade, close the MT5. If you want to close that TP1, set your TP as TP1 and leave your SL. Whenever it hits TP, you get notified on the group chat. You understand? If you're someone that's going to actually be catching TP2, what you do is that you put your alert for TP1. So when it hits TP1, you get a beep, you open your MT5, edit what you want to edit, and leave it alone. When it hits TP2, you see it good. That way, even the trade goes from TP1 to break even, that will not concern you because you're not watching the profit. And you're not actually tricking your eyes in a profit that was not yours, which is your close profit. So based on what I have thought here, or I just thought, if you have any question, drop it on the group chat. Okay, that's awesome. Don't worry, the session is actually recorded. All right, the session is actually recorded. See, the session is actually recorded, and one thing you can do is that okay, let me show you something. If you check on my WhatsApp, all right, you will see that I have a group chat. I have a what do you call it? A group chat like this. I call it my business things. You don't have to have a group chat like this. If you search your name, your WhatsApp name, Agunbi Ade. Okay, let me say Jewel. Oh, I think it's called Jewel. That's my own. I can't remember. This is my WhatsApp name. Yeah. If you check my WhatsApp, if you check for your WhatsApp name, if you check on your WhatsApp here, let me show you one thing you can do. Okay, where is this thing? No, this thing about checking this thing on a laptop can just get very confused. Hmm, it's not this AI. I'm trying to look for where I can actually see my WhatsApp name. Okay, if you check for your WhatsApp name, my WhatsApp name is Kojuel. That's how I think I saved it. I don't know. All right, this should be how I save my name on WhatsApp. You can see there is a place where you can send message to yourself. So what I was doing initially when I started trading forex, or you don't have to even do your WhatsApp name, like you can just create a group chat, add maybe a younger sister or anybody to the group chat, which is what I did here. If you check here, you can see my business things here. My business things here. And if you check here, you can see that my younger brother is there and my younger sister is also there, just both of them. So here I drop the link to everything I do. Right, I want to edit a video like this and post, so you sit here and stuff like that. If you go there, you can see links to other things. All right. You get. So when you create yours like this now, what you can just do is that certain trainings that we have, but you don't actually understand, right? Because you're still a newbie, all right? And it's a little bit complicated for you. What you can just do is that once you post the link, let's assume I post this particular one. Let's say I post this particular one, this flipping challenge now on the group chat. Okay, let's say I post the boxing strategy part one and part two on the group chat right now. Let's say Kojuel posted this and he posted this. I've watched them, but I did not really understand everything that was talked about there because I'm still new. I was still some of the concepts still feel very foreign to me. Although I still understand them, but I want to watch them again later in future. But I don't want to be searching through and searching for the videos or asking him stuff like what I can also is that I'll just forward them to that in my group chat I created. So that's what I can be forwarding all the videos I want to watch later to that particular group chat. So whenever I want to actually like assess something, let's say after like 2 weeks, I've learned a lot. I want to now go and rewatch those videos. So I can understand the things that you thought better. I can just come here and just click on, search them, list of all my videos, see this one, click on it and watch. Yeah, if you check my YouTube page, you see I have lots of videos. There are very, very plenty. Up to like, I think I have like, even up to like 400 videos if I don't own myself. I have 349 videos. 349, that's the have. They are all unlisted. Most of them are actually unlisted because they're only for members of the academy. Okay. So I'm constantly teaching new topics and all. I would also be dropping recordings that I think you need to watch, which are going to also help you. All right. But as I'm dropping those things now, if you're not able to watch them and they look like topics that you really want to watch very well. When you watch, you don't really understand, you can just be sending them to this your own business things. So you can have a catalog of so many videos you want to watch. If I drop 349 videos on the group chat at once, you'll be confused. So I'm dropping them small, small. As I'm teaching, dropping recorded trainings there, you can be storing yours here. Then also, if you look at this now, you notice that I also this, pinned this, and pinned this to the top of my WhatsApp. So whenever a message comes in, I don't miss out on them. They will always be at the top of my WhatsApp here. So you know how to do that. What you do is that swipe left. I mean, no. Swipe left if you're using a phone, or right, one of them. If you're using a laptop, right click and pin. Okay, and pin. So if you do that, they are going to be at the top of your WhatsApp like this. So that's basically it for this co-live session. Thank you very much for joining, and see you guys on the next session. This record is going to be dropped very, very short, very, very soon on the group chat, so you can actually have access to them to watch when you want to actually watch. And that will be all for now. See you guys on the next session. If you got value from this, also drop some value on the group chat. Thank you very much for joining my live session, and bye.